good evening. Thank you very much for joining us here on Times Now. This is Newshour Agenda and I'm Heena Gambhir. Viewers, was there foreign interference in Indian elections? Was it part of a ploy to defeat Prime Minister Narendra Modi? Did USAID send $21 million to India or to Bangladesh or both? Well, first, it was US President Donald Trump's USAID storm that caused tremors here in India, and then a news report led to political aftershocks. Look at your screen. Donald Trump on 3 different occasions spoke about $21 million India fund from USAID for voter turnout. He claims it was to get someone else elected. He called it a big breakthrough and something that he plans to tell the Indian government about. And on 3rd day, he called it a kickback scheme. That's right, I'll come to that in just a bit. And viewers, after Trump dropped this $21 million bombshell, a media report claimed it was for Bangladesh and not India. BJP yesterday had said Trump's statement confirmed foreign interference. But today, after the news report, BJP claims that the reference to $21 million is misrepresented. On the other hand, agreeing with the news report, the Congress party has called Donald Trump's claims nonsensical, amplified by the BJP. Watch the war of words.
अब कल ट्रंप जी ने नई एक बात कि ये 21 मिलियन भारत में गया। एक खोजी पत्रकारों ने ये निकाला है कि ये भारत को नहीं गया, ये बांग्लादेश को गया। अब हम पूछ रहे हैं मोदी जी से कि अपने पड़ोस में लोकतंत्र को अस्थिर करने के लिए 21 मिलियन अमेरिका ने भेजा और आपको पता ही नहीं चला।
भ्रम की राजनीति करने में बहुत आगे हैं और फैला रहे हैं कि ऐसा नहीं वैसा नहीं। 21 मिलियन यूएस डॉलर्स ये वहां की जो मिनिस्ट्री है वो कह रही है। तो अमेरिका के राष्ट्रपति और उनका डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ गवर्नमेंट एफिशिएंसी DOGE दोनों ये बात कह रहा है। क्या इसका उत्तर कोई देगा?
Viewers, there are claims, there are counterclaims. Who do we trust? Now, Ministry of External Affairs has called it deeply troubling and said that the relevant authorities are looking into it. But the question is, was there an attempt to influence Indian elections? Or has there been some kind of a mix-up, and that too by whom? Because when Elon Musk led Doge revealed wasteful expenditure, they revealed a list of institutions and countries where money has gone. They labeled it as wasteful expenditure, and it was revealed on 16th of February. It mentioned not just India, it mentioned both India as well as Bangladesh. In fact, it mentioned $21 million for India and $29 million for Bangladesh. And the latest comment from Donald Trump also talks about Bangladesh. And the amount is $29 million. Trump said that was to strengthen the political landscape. Listen in to what Donald Trump, the US president, has said.
And $21 million for voter turnout in India. What do we need to spend $21 million for voter turnout in India? Wow, $21 million. I guess they were trying to get somebody else elected. Well, we ought to tell the Indian government, because when we hear that Russia spent about $2 in our country, it was a big deal, right? They took some internet ads for $2,000. This is a total breakthrough.
And $21 million for voter turnout in India. Why are we caring about India turnout? We got enough problems. We want our own turnout, don't we? Can you imagine all that money going to India? I wonder what they think when they get it. Now, it's a kickback scheme. It's not like they get it and they spend. They kick it back to the people that send it, I would say, in many cases. Many of these cases, anytime you have no idea what we're talking about, that means there's a kickback, because nobody has any idea what's going on there. $29 million to strengthen the political landscape in Bangladesh. Nobody knows what they mean by political landscape. What does that mean?
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
And joining us on our debate number one are my guests. We have Pradeep Bhandari, national spokesperson of the BJP, with me here in the studios. We're joined by Tushar Gupta, who is a political analyst, Kamruzaman Chaudhary, political analyst, and also Professor Manojit Mondal, who is a political analyst as well. Good evening to all of you. Thank you very much for joining us here on Times Now. Kamruzaman Chaudhary, let me begin this debate with you. We just heard a soundbite of US President Donald Trump, who seemed to suggest nobody has any idea what is really going on. And I want to ask you, because since last 2 days we have been talking about USAID funding storm, and I want to ask you, given the kind of reactions that we have got specifically from the opposition, from the Congress party, Jairam Ramesh called it nonsensical, and now Congress party is believing a news report which says we are confusing the funds between India and Bangladesh. I believe you heard carefully what Donald Trump had said. He mentioned about $29 million specifically to Bangladesh as well. So I want to ask you, do you think the Musk-led Doge department that we have in America, it cannot read numbers properly? It can't distinguish between India and Bangladesh? I mean, who do we really trust? Can you explain to our viewers?
This is not a question of trust. This is a question of whether foreign funds have been used in India to influence our political landscape, whether foreign funds, whether dubious or official, have entered India after 2014, prior to 2014, what were they used specifically? These are the questions that all of us are asking. Why did the Modi government in 2018 bring a law in the parliament wherein foreign sources of funding to political parties cannot be disclosed? If $21 million have landed in India or were supposed to be landed into India, it must have been received by some party which has had got political, interest in India. Which political party was supposed to receive this $21 million? The BJP government, Modi government must answer all this question.
BJP is blaming the Congress party. BJP has linked it with Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra also. So BJP is raising direct questions. BJP is saying Rahul Gandhi goes abroad. Rahul Gandhi says he's fighting Indian state. So BJP is questioning Congress party. How will you like to respond before I go across to Pradeep Bhandari?
हिंदी में एक कहावत है मैडम, और आपका दर्शक बखूबी इसको जानते हैं, चोर का दाढ़ी में तिनका है. ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी आरएसएस, after they came to power in 2014, around 45,000 crores of foreign funding have entered India. Now the BJP must answer that what were the funds used for all across India, whether prior to 2014 during the Anna Hazare movement where the BJP and the RSS were active partners, how much fund was sent into India to destabilize the Manmohan Singh government?
Okay.
These are the questions that need to be asked.
Okay.
It is not a question of $21 million. $21 million.
Okay, Pradeep Bhandari, it's not a question of $21 million. I don't understand that why Mr. Jairam Ramesh is saying this is nonsensical. Why Mr. Pawan Kheda of the Congress party today came out and said that, see what the fact really is. So I want you to respond to, my one question. Who do we really trust? Because too much has happened in the last 48 hours. And the points that Mr. Kamruzaman Chaudhary has made on the debate.
Well, Heena, let me go to the fundamental of the debate. The fundamental of the debate is that the United States of America's president has categorically said, and I quote him, that $21 million was supposed to be used and the deep state wanted somebody else elected. Now, everybody knows that who was in power and who has been in power since 2014. It is the Bharatiya Janata Party NDA government under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So the official statement of the US government has been that fund was meant to destabilize the Indian political electorate, just in the same manner as they tried in Bangladesh. Now, if you see the statement of Doge 5 days back, it has coupled the fund of $21 million for India and $26 million for Bangladesh, which was cancelled. So there are two corpuses, one which they attempted to destabilize India and Bangladesh, and the other which has been coming since long. Now, we are not talking about the developmental aid that USAID is giving. It is about the specific task with respect to political interference and political patronage. Now, there are three fundamental points here. A, that the majority of this money has gone since 2014 to the NGOs, and all of these NGOs, if you see and backtrack, are linked to Rahul Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi Foundation or Congress Party. For instance, Care India. Care India, which the FCRA license was cancelled by the Bharatiya Janata Party-led government. It is linked to CPR. CPR is run by the daughter of Mr. Mani Shankar Iyer. The maximum peak funding of non-development aid, which went from USAID to the NGOs, was in 2022 when Mr. Rahul Gandhi started his Bharat Jodo Yatra. So the premise which I am debating, and I'll end it in the next 10 seconds, Heena, is the following, that Congress party's Rahul Gandhi has made his intention clear that he wants to fight the Indian state, and the money which has gone to all the entities, the government has cancelled FCRA of 20,000 NGOs, and we will investigate the recent facts which have been brought to light by the US President.
Okay. Professor Manojit Mandal, now the question that I want to ask you is that some very serious claims are being made, and it's not by an ordinary person. It's by the President of the United States of America. So instead of jumping to conclusions, shouldn't questions be raised that there is a need to probe if indeed there has been foreign interference in our election process? Don't you think that's the right thing to ask instead of junking, the points that Donald Trump has made?
Absolutely, there should be a credible probe into this allegation. And when the two countries are, sort of coming out as friendly countries, even the Prime Minister of India shares an absolutely remarkable bonhomie with Donald Trump. So let them go for a proper probe. But the question is, if the money have been, pumped in from foreign countries, what was the government of India doing for the last 10 years? Now you are saying this has been done since 2012. It's even now more than 10 years. So through which channel the money has come into India? And who are the beneficiaries if at all the money has come in? And I'm presuming that the money might have been, coming in, which has been the case. Even one of the biggest beneficiaries of foreign funds, I think, is Bharatiya Janata Party. Everyone knows this. Maybe they are having it in the form of electoral bonds in the last election. We have seen that. Even there are foreign companies which have funded Bharatiya Janata Party. And people are arguing that some companies which are based in Pakistan, they have also funded BJP. So I think there should be a holistic probe against all the allegations which are coming up, not just since 2012, but even more specifically in 2024, where we know that who are the funders and who are the beneficiaries.
Well,
thanks
absolutely.
to the Supreme Court of India.
We all want to know.
We have known
about the money trail.
So why shouldn't we there probe into that
Tushar
kind of
Gupta,
allegation?
we all want to know, the citizens of this country want to know the money trail. Who were the beneficiaries? When did this money come to India? Because so far what we have seen is, political war of words that has taken place. And as Mr. Kamruzaman Chaudhary just now said that, it's more about chor ki dadi mein tinka. Sawal ye hai ki chor kaun hai? Because the Bharatiya Janata Party is putting the blame on the Congress Party. Congress Party first junked the report, junked the statements by Donald Trump, and then when a news report came out junking that it was not India but it was Bangladesh, they said, look, it was a fake thing that the BJP picked up and amplified. So who do we really trust? Chor kaun hai? Because the Bharatiya Janata Party is putting the blame on the Congress Party. Congress Party first junked the report, junked the statements by Donald Trump, and then when a news report came out junking that it was not India but it was Bangladesh, they said, look, it was a fake thing that the BJP picked up and amplified. So who do we really trust? Chor kaun hai?
Good evening, Heena. Look, there are 2-3 things that need to be cleared out. First, someone was linking the USAID to electoral bonds and then to the BJP. The companies that could buy electoral bonds were the companies that were registered in India. The KYC norms did not permit for such funding to be able to access electoral bonds and to directly or indirectly fund parties. Let's that get clear all the way. Number 2, it's very, very important to understand that US aid is not about illicit transfers. The US government did not get interested in US aid because there were some dubious transfers or illegal transfers. They thought that the relevance of these transfers was under question, that were these transfers useful and why were they being made? Now, today, if we have to ask about who got this money, there is one question we need to ask. Was this money routed to some journalists as well? Was this money routed to some influencers as well? Was this money routed to some channels as well on digital media that were required to build a certain narrative? Or was this money routed to some NGOs which were active in only certain constituencies to influence the voter turnout in selective communities? Because I remember just ahead of the Maharashtra election, or rather after it, the ED had a crackdown in which they exposed the racket where 100 crore rupees was being channeled through different accounts. And those accounts were actually in selected constituencies. So we really don't know what the money was being used for. It's true that the money came into India. It's true that the money came in through legal means. But what it was being used for, we can only connect the dots at this point. But if someone wants to make this about BJP versus the Congress, please understand, if this was about BJP, this trail would never be discovered. Today, there's a serious discussion going on that was this money only for selected constituencies, because always remember, Congress talks about majority vote division and minority vote consolidation.
Okay.
So what if the aid was for these selected constituencies? These are the tough questions we must start analyzing.
Well, absolutely. We need to know, we need details of the money trail. And Pradeep Bhandari, I want to give you the last word, because there are questions today that are being asked. BJP has also highlighted the deal, the MOU, in fact, that was signed in the year 2012 between the EC and one of the institutions, where USAID's funding had come. So, what will happen? Will we find out soon? Is there going to be an investigation very soon? Because these are very serious matters.
Well, Heena, the MEA has given an official statement that after the facts which are revealed by the DOG and the President of the United States of America, not once but twice, the MEA will look into it and the investigation will go on. Heena, the important point here is that we have investigated the past funding. This is why the attempt to influence the electorate through embezzling money through NGO route has been curbed. 20,000 NGOs have been acted on and FCRA of them have been cancelled. Now, when the United States of America's president has revealed that additional $21 million was attempted to go for political instability in India, just like in Bangladesh, as the facts are further revealed and shared with us by the US government, we will investigate it further. But however, the 10 seconds, Heena, Rahul Gandhi in the past has said that he wants US and Europe to interfere in Indian electoral process. This is why the prima facie allegation is against Mr. Gandhi.
Kamruzaman Chaudhary, quick response.
Can I get 10 seconds to rebut?
Kamruzaman Chaudhary first,
over
then
the last
Professor
10
Mondal.
years of Narendra Modi's rule in India, $1.3 billion were received by India from USAID. So I demand through your channel that the BJP should present a white paper on
Bhaiya, it is out in the open, it is development aid, it is again less, it is reduced during your time, it was more than $200
was it
million,
used?
sir.
Secondly, the most important point out here.
Don't
Come on, let me finish. इसलिए मैं बोलता हूँ नहीं, चोर का बंगला में कहावत है, चोर का बड़ा गला।
आप लोग की पार्टी
ठीक है ना? तो चुपचाप बैठ जाओ, अब जवाब देने का समय है।
Okay, gentlemen, I just have 30 seconds on the debate. Kamruzaman Chaudhary, 10 seconds, quickly make your point, then 10 seconds to Professor Manojit Mondal. Quickly finish your point, Kamruzaman Chaudhary.
Okay. I raised one question, $1.3 billion. Second question is, the Securities Board of USA has asked the Indian government to help in arresting Gautam Adani for securities fraud in America. They are not a
I don't understand how these two are related, really. Anyways, 10 second, Professor Manojit Mondal, closing comments, please. I'm completely out of time.
Yes, my turn.
Yes.
Very simple. to my good friend Tushar. I mean, when you are raiding a particular company through ED and CBI, and 7 days later the same company is donating you in your political fund, questions must be raised, even if you are having the electoral bonds. Secondly, about this US aid, how did the money come in? It's what dollars, how the dollars get transferred
to money for buying a chocolate and do not
who are running the bank since 2014?
How do you blame
since
the person who's
2014,
giving you the money?
you have failed. If the money has
Well, gentlemen, calm down, both of you. We are having this debate. debate for second day in a row tonight on Times Now, because the nation wants to know the money trail. Who were the beneficiaries? And this is a very, very serious point that US President has made, and it must be probed. We are expecting some clarity from the government on this, because MEA today came out with the first statement saying that relevant authorities are looking into it. So hopefully things will become clear. Ye bhi pata chal jayega kiski daadi mein tinka hai. For now, thank you very much all of you for joining us here on debate number 1, and we